So, have you seen what's going on in Honkai Star Rail version 3.4? Because honestly, if you're a free-to-play player, this might be the most overwhelming patch the game has ever dropped. I'm not exaggerating. And I've been through all the major updates, all the limited banners, all the must-pull units. But 3.4? This one hits different, and not in a good way. If you want to save up to 25% on the Cypher and Aglia banners, check out lootbar.gg. Here, I can buy 3,280 Oneiric shards for $40, while it costs $50 in-game. I just enter my UID and select a server. Since every top-up goes through the in-game channel, I received double the Oneiric shards for my first purchase and saved $10. Besides Honkai, you can also top up in Genshin, and Lootbar has over 50,000 satisfied users. I regularly use Lootbar for my giveaways, so I can personally recommend it. Use my link in the description for an additional 10% discount. Let's talk numbers first, because that's where the chaos really starts. According to multiple well-known leakers like HXG and Sakura Haven, version 3.4 is expected to have up to 11 different banners. That includes Phaenon's debut, the full Fate Stay Night collab with Saber and Archer, and a wave of high-value reruns like Firefly, Sparkle, Kafka, Blade, and Jingliu. Even Sunday and Tribi are mentioned in the leaks. This isn't speculation pulled from nowhere. The same sources have accurately predicted banners in previous patches, and this level of banner saturation lines up with what's been seen in data-mined assets. The problem isn't just the number, it's the timing and how punishing it is for anyone not spending. See, if you're free to play, you rely on every bit of stellar jade you can get, and in 3.4, you'll have access to around 90 free pulls total, with a massive 66 of them dropping in the first half alone. That sounds generous at first, until you realize what's packed into that first phase. You've got Phaenon, the new physical destruction 5-star with hard-hitting single-target scaling, but almost immediately after, the Fate collab hits. Saber, Wind Destruction, shows up with full animation promos, limited-time visuals, and maybe even a brand new pity system like what we've seen in Honkai Impact's collabs. That means, if you pull for Saber, those pulls might not count toward pity on any other banner. And Archer? He's Quantum Hunt, and reportedly a free character, but we don't have confirmation on how his banner will work. If he has his own banner, that's yet another drain on the already tight pull budget. So now you're sitting there with 66 free pulls up front and 3 high-value characters staring at you: Phaenon, Saber, Sparkle Rerun. And if you already used resources on 3.3 banners, you're stuck making impossible choices. Who do you pick? Do you go for a new DPS you might not need? A collab unit that might never return? Or a rerun buffer that's essential for endgame scaling? And that's the real trap. This patch forces free-to-play players to choose between pulling early and missing out later, or waiting it out and risking a dry banner phase where nothing you want appears again for months. You miss them now, and you're gambling on an uncertain timeline with no guarantee. Genshin Impact eventually added the Chronicled Wish banner to help smooth this out, a system where reruns don't directly compete with new releases, and more importantly, where even if you lose the 50-50, there's a decent chance you still get a limited 5-star from the banner pool. It's far from perfect, but it at least gives you a safety net. Honkai Star Rail has started experimenting in that direction. The recent rerun banner that included Seal, Blade, and Fu Xuan is a good example. But even then, when you compare it to Genshin's current Inazuma Chronicled Wish, with options like Yoimiya, Kazuha, and Ayaka, it's not even close in terms of flexibility or value. Star Rail's version still feels like it's testing the waters, while Genshin's has become a core rerun feature. And that brings us back to the core issue, the emotional weight this patch puts on free players. It's not just about efficiency or meta anymore. This time, it's about your favorites, your nostalgia, your attachment. You'll be tempted to throw your 66 pulls immediately, even if you know you'll regret it later. and Hoyoverse knows that. So, yeah, version 3.4 on paper might look like a celebration of content, but from a free-to-play perspective, it's more like a minefield, carefully placed hype, time-locked banners, and just enough free polls to give you hope, but never quite enough to get everything. And when the banners move this fast, the fear of missing out becomes very real. Are you skipping Phanon, saving for Saber, or just throwing a few tickets and hoping for the best? I really want to hear how you're planning around this, because no matter what, 3.4 is going to test how disciplined we really are. Save up to 25% on the current banners at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.